Strong to severe thunderstorm potential pushing into the Grand Valley could create a very interesting day for your weather. Welcome in Western Slope. I'm Dalen Brazelton. Let's talk about your weather. We're already starting to see some cloud coverage developing on America's Mattress Live Tower Cam, some ominous ones, in fact, over the Grand Mesa, as we're expecting to see some thunderstorm potential pushing into the Western Slope starting relatively quickly here. Of course, associated with storms come those gusty winds up to 30 miles an hour in some areas of western Colorado, may even be seeing some large hail possible across the region. All across western Colorado right now, we're seeing aerial flood watches in effect. This is going to be in effect until midnight on Saturday, all day today, all day tomorrow. And of course, we're going to continue to keep track of these burn scars as well, with flash flooding potential over there being a little bit stronger and of course could be a little bit more devastating as well here. We'll continue to track fire potential as well. Right now, we're waking up to 72 degrees in Grand Junction, mid 60s for Montrose, Paonia, Nucla, and Glade Park. Meanwhile, Delta hanging out in those upper 60s. Relatively warm start to the day, as you can see with Grand Junction and Moab in those low 70s here. Meanwhile, over the course of the day itself, well, the morning hours shaping up to be relatively mild, mid 60s for a majority of the morning, and then increasing to the low 80s for your afternoon. Chances for thunderstorms expected at any point throughout the day here today, as well as those gusty outflow winds. That's going to be the case for today. Low pressure system sitting close to the Great Basin area. That's responsible for a lot of the moisture that we're seeing all across northwest of the continental United States. Looks like the main potential is going to be concentrated across the Dakotas, but we are in that path towards it and the western slope here as well. So a lot of the northwest here seeing a lot of that shower potential alongside thunderstorms, as well as a decrease in temperature overall. A lot of air from Canada being pushed into this system and then spit back out into the middle of the country. And that's kind of why we're starting to see some below average temperatures pushing into this region relatively consistently over the next couple of days. Like we mentioned, some gusty outflow winds going to be the strongest in these morning hours, and then only decreasing by a couple of miles per hour during the afternoon, when the storm potential for the city limits of Grand Junction at the very least is at its highest, but definitely still expecting a lot of strong winds in the region. As we take a look ahead at that future cast, Delta could be seeing a lot of those storms pushing in close to noon here, as well as some hail potential. And as we continue to increase through, well, that's going to be the case. Intermittent showers and thunderstorms possible for Grand Junction as well, kind of pushing through those city limits. But the main story kind of concentrated in those higher elevations. The central mountains, for example, the Grand Mesa seeing a lot of that. And you can see down to the south of our forecasting region, a lot of that pushing in throughout the evening, as well as intermittent showers and thunderstorms for the rest of the night. Tomorrow, we're expecting to see that return to the region as well here. So a lot of that expected and continuing overnight as we head into the rest of the day here as well. A lot of that continuing on throughout this region. Montrose, Nucla in the early morning hours of tomorrow. Well, you could expect to see that continue at the very least here. So some very interesting conditions to say the least. Meanwhile, as we take a look ahead at that Discovery Auto Group 7-day forecast, well, we're seeing those low 80s, folks. Going to be a high chance for severe thunderstorms in the region, 50% chance today, 70 tomorrow, and then that continues for Saturday as well. Getting into the 70s very briefly for tomorrow and Saturday, and then getting into the low 80s, returning at the very least for that. Meanwhile, Montrose, well, they're seeing the mid to upper 70s today, and then dipping quite significantly for tomorrow, barely getting out of the 60s, but maintaining those 70s pretty consistently for the next several days as shower potential pushes into the region and keeps things cool across the western slope.